This is the story of life on water. I am here in my boat of life. I have mouths on my boat that need regular feeding. Each one has a certain appetite that can be satiated with fish. I catch fish from the water around me and feed them. I try to create a balance between the catch and my crew's hunger. Some days the catch is really good. On those days, not only am I able to feed my crew, but I'm even able to invite someone over. But it takes great self-restraint to not pamper my guest too much. If I'm still left with some, I dry it for later use. I can do it on my boat, or I also can give it to others to do it for me so that there's no temptation to consume it. I'm trying to equip myself better by getting supplies like a bigger net to catch more fish at one time. A rudder would be helpful too, as it would help me steer clear of danger. But every boat's pride is its pearls. It's quite hard to acquire them. When I'm really lucky, which is not very often, I catch a really big fish, which I usually put away safely before I blow it on a party. In times of low supply, I can ration it. But some days, I'm not able to catch enough. I'm not able to feed some mouths, and they get cranky. If I have some dried fish lying around, I'll just feed them that for the moment. In these bad times, I may have to abandon some of them. Those that can't be tossed out are fed by my friends, who lend me some fish which I return as per the terms of our agreement. Some evenings, as I look on yonder, I see some extraordinary boats looming in the distance, even moving in my general direction. Soon these boats seem to be bearing down on me, and I realize that they are carrying big, hungry mouths that I must satisfy. Panic sets in, and I scramble to gather my resources. If at some point I have a stockpile of fish, then I can consider signaling a boat carrying my aspirations. At times, the community might signal to this boat for me, and I'm not left with much choice. Sometimes, for a large expense, I may need to borrow, besides digging into my own pile of fish. This helps me fulfill my aspirations immediately, and the repayment becomes an additional member on my boat. But to feed this extra mouth, I might need to catch more fish. At times like these, I use two rods and even scrounge other waters to find catch. There have been times when no matter how hard I looked, there was no catch. The only option I had then was to pawn a valuable, such as a pearl, in exchange for fish, and later return that fish to reclaim what was rightfully mine. I know of someone who was not able to reclaim his possessions. To add to his misery, he had to borrow more fish. It was horrible. The loan sharks kept circling his boat, and all the fish he caught went towards feeding those sharks. Since then, I have become wiser. I acquired a batch of shrimp, which I am now rearing. Now I can trade a handful of shrimp to satisfy my fish-eating mouths because I know that the remaining shrimp will multiply soon enough. Life on the water is very unpredictable and full of ups and downs. There are storms and icebergs, not to mention the spawning season. Most of us are so focused on the mouths in our boats that we forget to think about the bigger picture. But one must find ways to navigate these choppy waters. These days, I'm building a boat for my son so that he can go out and catch more fish. This way I'll have a companion to share my burden and take some load of my boat.